Hi Virgo, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be going over what's in store for you the week of July 8th. This is going to apply to tropical and sidereal, Virgo sun, moon, and rising. Let me think. Thank you so much for your support and for your love and for commenting and sharing the video and subscribing and liking the video and everything. I really do appreciate your support and I'm so grateful. You have no idea. Thank you so much. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, this means a lot to me. So just thank you. I really do appreciate the love. So yeah, I just wanted to say that really quick. Thank you for just everything that you've done for me. So. Alright, so Virgo, this is going to, like I said, applies to Sun, Moon, and Rising Virgo, tropical and sidereal. If the reading resonates with you, please let me know in the comments down below. That would mean the world to me. I'd love to hear your feedback and your experiences and everything like that. It's just so much fun just reading what you guys have to say. Make sure to like the video, share, subscribe, and if you feel compelled to, and if you have any desire to do so, click the notification bell down below. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at Sinfulpluto.com. You can also find me on my social media, Twitter and Instagram at Sinfulpluto. Any other information that you might need to know is in the description box, so make sure you go ahead and read that, and let's just go ahead into your reading. Wow, there's a lot of cards coming out for you guys. I don't like to pull anything yet until I finish talking. So, all right. So Virgo, what's in store for you? All right, well, that was quick. All right, Seven of Wands. Okay, so you could be in a situation where you're finally victorious. I feel like there might have been some sort of opposition towards you. But it seems that you have reached the top of the mountain and you're victorious, and now you're staring out at the horizon and you feel really proud and really proud of yourself for being able to make it through all of the friction going on lately for you. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel that for some of you, you might have been kind of chasing after some sort of monetary opportunity or some sort of opportunity to gain wealth, status, some sort of reputation, something that gives you like a sense of security or something like that, right? And I feel like I said, you were victorious in getting that. But what this seems to me is like you won the chance to have that opportunity, not necessarily actually, how do I say this? Like, this to me kind of seems that you were going through, kind of jumping through hurdles to even have the opportunity in the first place, not necessarily the success that comes with that opportunity. Does that kind of make sense to you? So that's kind of what it seems to me, is that with the Seven of Wands, you were going after that opportunity, not necessarily the success or the process of it just yet. I hope that kind of makes sense. But that does seem English, Nina. That does seem like what is going on this week for you. I wonder if a crow or a raven is important to you this week, because, I mean, is that a crow or something? It looks like a raven. Or what is that thing called? What is that thing called? Oh my god, I forget what it's called. But there's a bird here. So I wonder if a bird is, like, of importance to you this week, because that is... What the fuck? Yo, my neighbor just walked out. Because I'm sitting in front of my window. My neighbor just walked out, like, shirtless. And he has a beer belly. Okay. And he has, like, a bunch of, like, ugly tattoos. Okay, let me stop. I'm sorry. Is there hair? Is this how you're feeling, Virgo? Distracted? Okay. Seven of Swords reversed. So okay, let me just... Five of Pentacles... Ten of Swords reversed. Interesting. And then Four of Pentacles reversed. And then under that was the Page of Pentacles reversed. And then under that is the Five of Wands reversed. Interesting. So it seems that for some of you, there's a lot of opposition that you're overcoming this week, and there's opportunities coming your way. There's the dude again. Oh my god. He literally has a tattoo, like, right on his stomach. Oh, that's so ugly. Okay, let me stop. Let me not be so judgmental. I'm so sorry, God. Oh my god. Okay. So, okay, we do have the opportunity, and it does seem that you're overcoming a lot of these obstacles because you are on the top. You have reached the top of this mountain. You're overlooking the horizon, and you're like, yo, I did that, you know? And I feel that you are finally able, like, I don't want to say you're finally able to reap what you have sown, but you're on the way to do that. But with the Seven of Swords reversed, this to me, this like signifies a reluctance. Sorry. I did this in the Cancer video last week too. Sorry, I have hangnail. I mean, I can't help it. But with the Seven of Swords reversed, that's kind of saying there's a reluctance or hesitance to walk away from the situation. It's like you're kind of looking back and you're wondering whether it's the right move to do. I mean, the card is reversed, but I'll show you here. Like, he's looking back and he's wondering, like, is this the right decision to do? And so with the card upright, it's like, yeah, this is the right decision. But I feel like you're reluctant for some reason with the Seven of Swords reversed of walking away from that situation, of walking away from the comfort of this fire, from walking away from the comfort of your companions. And then with the Five of Pentacles, I feel that there's kind of a fear of walking away for the wrong reasons, or walking away from your, like, security. That's what it seems like to me, is that it seems that for a lot of you, you kind of want to have a backup plan, or you want to be, it's almost one of those things where you're chasing after your success, right? But you're looking back and you're hesitant to really move forward because you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, well, what if this opportunity doesn't work out for me? What if I don't end up at the top of the mountain, you know? If that happens, am I going to be able to go back to what is secure, to what is familiar to me? I feel like that's kind of what's going on with you, is that you're scared of not having a backup plan. You're scared of not having some sort of, I guess, a little bit of a leeway or a little bit of an open door so that you can go back to that if things don't work out for you with your ultimate goal. Does that kind of make sense to you? And I feel that with the Ten of Swords reversed, that's why you're not letting things end. And especially with the Four of Pentacles reversed, it's like you're scared to go outside of your comfort zone. You're scared to leave the security and the comfort of your home because you don't know if that home will welcome you back when things don't work out in your favor in terms of the goal that you're going after. And I feel that with the Five of Pentacles, you're focusing a lot more on your problem. You're focusing so much more on the what ifs rather than kind of honestly realistic outcomes. It feels that some of you could be thinking a little bit kind of irrationally, which, I mean, I don't blame you. We all go through, like, these moments of anxiety and overthinking. I mean, I don't blame you. But there is that kind of, you're coming up with all of these really kind of irrational thoughts as to what could really happen, and you're convincing yourself that you shouldn't leave the comfort of your own home or the comfort of some sort of situation in order to pursue this really wonderful dream or this really wonderful goal, because in a way you are kind of convincing yourself that either you're not worth it, you're not worth enough to achieve this goal, or you're not good enough for it, or it's just not going to happen. It kind of seems that maybe in your past, you have been convinced, or people have made you believe, or maybe you have made yourself believe that things are going to work out, and you always need to have a backup plan. And it's almost like maybe in the past you have had these experiences where you were going after your goal, but somehow last minute things didn't end up working out, and so you ran back to what is familiar to you. And it kind of seems a little bit of, because that may have happened perhaps many times to you in the past, it's become a thing where you've convinced yourself. And it's almost in a sense where you maybe at the last minute self-sabotage so that the event that you have been expecting actually happens. But it does seem a little bit like self-sabotage, like I said, and it's almost like you inadvertently do things subconsciously or unconsciously that maybe you're not aware of. of course, you're not aware of it. It's unconscious or subconscious. Get yourself together. But you're doing these things that you're not, perhaps that are not to your awareness. These really small little things that you don't notice that ends up with the outcome that you expected. Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's almost like if you don't believe that you are worth this opportunity, if you don't believe that things are going to work out in your favor, then you do these little things that end up eventually making things not work out in your favor. And I feel that this week that's going to be a challenge for you. And I feel that with the Five of Pentacles, it's important that it's just, I think the really big message here is that sometimes you don't always have to have a backup plan. And I feel that if you expect a certain outcome, that outcome is going to happen. If you truly believe that an outcome is going to happen, and if you convince yourself that they're going to happen, then you are subconsciously going to do things that make that thing happen. And it'll be a self-fulfilling prophecy. This reminds me a lot of, this is just weird and not like a scenario or like analysis of it. But this reminds me a lot of when you, for example, call someone a delinquent, and you say it repeatedly and you treat them as such, even though they're not, they're far from that, right? When you kind of treat them and expect them to do bad things, eventually they'll start doing that. And that's like what I said, the self-fulfilling prophecy. So I feel that you have this expectation where you're just going to fail, and that's why you're trying to have these backup plans, because you're already expecting it to happen, right? You already think that it's going to happen, and so that is going to happen because you're already preparing for it. Does that kind of make sense? And so I feel that this week, it's important for you to go outside of your comfort zone and not create these expectations for you to fail, because then you will. And, I feel that that's why it's important, in this case, maybe not necessarily to have a backup plan or have some sort of leeway or kind of a back door slightly open, so that if things don't work out, you can just run there and continue doing what you were doing in the first place. And what I mean by that is just doing what you were doing earlier. The comfort, the thing that you were initially doing. Does that make sense? And so that's what I really feel is going on with you guys this week. There's a fear of going outside of your comfort zone, and with that being said, there's a sense of self-sabotage. So I feel like a lot of you could possibly be missing out on this Ace of Pentacles, and I almost kind of feel that you guys are kind of your own worst enemy this week, and you really could get in the way of your victory, of your own success. And like I said, you could really miss out on a wonderful opportunity because you're already building up these expectations that you're going to fail. And so I feel that with the Ten of Swords, you have to just let that mindset end. You have to let that perspective just die off so that you can live a little bit more freely and not have such strong expectations of yourself, and negative expectations at that. So that's what I really have for you. I think that it's important to I feel that this really has to do a lot with believing in yourself, and like I said, it has a lot to do with self-sabotage. So you have to, I really do encourage you to work on that. Again, well, what I would suggest, honestly, is 1, just becoming aware of that situation. 2, slowly but surely letting go of those expectations. I would, maybe you can do that by, writing intentions and, writing out, or even journaling, ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? Or just reflect on, all the stuff that's going on. And, like, why do I feel the need to do this? Why do I feel like I'm not worth it? Why do I have these, expectations? And kind of, work yourself through all of that so that you can reach a conclusion and, like, reflect on it, and then just start working on bettering yourself and bettering kind of like that bad habit, because that's what it really is. It's kind of a bad habit. And obviously that's easier said than done, but once you have the awareness, you have the ability to actually work on it, right? Because if you're not aware of it, then how do you know what you even need to work on in the first place? Does that kind of make sense? So all right, let's go. Virgo, what messages does Virgo need to hear at this time? What messages does Virgo need to hear for the week of July 8th? What messages does Virgo need to hear for the week of July 8th in relation to this spread? I think I got 3 cards. Bottom of the deck, Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. Alrighty. Last week. Okay. So we have cat spirit, claim your independence. So this to me kind of talks about how you might need to kind of work on pulling yourself out of a little bit of this helpless sort of mentality. And if you're someone who is kind of depending on these back doors, on these backup plans, I think that this is kind of saying that you need to believe a little bit more in yourself. You need to believe that you can reach the other side. You need to believe that if you take this leap of faith, that you don't need anything to kind of bring you back up if things don't necessarily go perfectly as calculated or exactly as calculated. You know, you don't have to, this to me is kind of for some reason I'm thinking like of a little kid being really scared to let go of their parents' hand when they're going into kindergarten. And, you know, the kid is terrified for good reason. And, you know, eventually they kind of just have to let go of their hand and go off into this new world on their own. And they can't have their parent with them the entire time. And they can't have their parent, be there for the entire day of kindergarten and for the entire day of school. So that's kind of what it seems like to me, is that you kind of like, you have to let go of that hand. You have to let go of that over-reliance or that codependence or whatever this is. And then we have Dove Spirit, be peace. So I feel that you really have to put yourself in a peaceful mindset. And obviously this is easier said than done, but I think a really important thing for you, Virgo, because, you know, you like to rationalize things, but the thing is that, I mean, you're opposite Pisces. So you know, as an earth sign, yes, you can be practical and rational, but a lot of the times you get these very unrealistic and irrational thoughts and you try to rationalize them, and maybe that's why you try to rationalize why you're not worth it, or you're not good enough or competent enough for these Ace of Pentacles opportunities, for this monetary opportunity. And so I feel that you kind of have to, because you are such a rational sign, what I want to say is work on, become aware of your own thoughts, become aware of what you're allowing yourself to believe, what you're allowing yourself to perceive. You know, check yourself on your perspective and the way that you're viewing yourself and the way that you view the world and the way that you view the situations around you. I feel that you really need to calm down your own mind by asking yourself, you know, what am I observing right now? What do I perceive from this? Why do I perceive it this way? Is there a different way to perceive this? What is another way to perceive this situation? Is this a rational perspective? Is this a rational thought as to why I believe this? And just work yourself through all of these questions. And I feel that one way or another, you'll begin to see things in a different perspective. And you'll, I think, begin to see things a lot more calmly, and I feel that you'll be able to just ease a little bit of the anxiety. So for example, let's say that you feel that you're not good enough for this job opportunity. Well, ask yourself, well, why do you think that? Why do you think that you're not good enough for this job opportunity? Well, maybe you'll say to yourself, I don't know, like, well, I don't think I'm good enough for this job opportunity because my resume isn't perfect, or something like that. And then maybe you can say, well, how is it not perfect? And then you'll give some reason for it. And then you can ask yourself, well, is that a rational thought to have. And then you'll ask yourself, like, just, like, ask you, like, work yourself through these questions and work yourself through all of that and kind of go through that thought process and ask yourself, like, are these rational thoughts to have, or am I just being hard on myself, and am I setting up unrealistic standards on myself, and am I self-sabotaging? And if so, what can I do to fix it? So there's that. So just, I feel that you have to, I think that with the B piece, it's like, just be easy on yourself. That's what I'm trying to get the. And then we have sweet results await, right? So I feel that once you decide, or once you allow yourself to feel a little bit more peaceful, think a little bit more rationally, which obviously easier said than done. Once you I'm hearing truce. Once you assert your independence and, stop trying to rely so much on these back doors, these backup plans, you'll see that you'll actually be able to reach this Ace of Pentacles opportunity. And you'll be able to feel a little bit more peaceful, and you'll be able to feel at ease. Once you assert your independence, once you claim your independence and stop relying so much on other things and kind of let go of your grip of your parents' hand when you're going into kindergarten, you'll feel a lot more at peace, and you'll see that it was all for the right reasons, and you'll see that, this was all that you had to do. And you'll see the green. You'll see the green once that happens. Like, I'm imagining someone in the middle of the ocean, and they've been on the ocean for so long, but one day they finally, like, see sand, and they finally see a shore, they finally see green, they finally see vegetation and life. So that's what I'm imagining. So yeah, this was a bit of a ramble, but that's what I'm seeing for you. So don't have, such unrealistic expectations for yourself, Virgo. I know that you tend to do that. Be a little bit more rational, be a little bit more realistic with yourself. Obviously, easier said than done, but I really encourage you to work on that this week, okay? I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Love you.